Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So, ideally not breaking everybody's earphones at the moment, which is always a good thing. Still worrying about that, but in some ways it was rather amusing. Not for you, but for me. So, going to take a look at the 10 here today. Looking forward to it. Always ready for the desktop. And the desktop's actually not that bad. I have significantly cleared that up. So, come on. I need a little bit of praise there. A little bit of praise would be very nice. So, I'm already buffering. Oh, YouTube's already buffering, that makes sense. We got the chat, and so we have Mr. AT, who's always here. We got Steve. How you doing there, Steve? I'm trying to remember the name of that Futurama character, and I can't bloody remember his name now. See, Sturmgurkan, isn't it? I can't bloody remember his name is. How you doing there, Vermin? Good to have you. My good friend Major there, my good Scottish friend there. Benedict. Good to have you, my friend. I like the test. Why the test? Oh, right, okay, so you didn't have an account. That makes fine. That's fine. How you doing there, Torty? Good to have you, man. Ready for that whole hog Torty, man. Right, hello there, Anno. Cratch, John. We'll get in here in just a moment, man. Indeed, gonna get that Schlurm. Hey there, Sturm. Good to have you, my friend. So, we're looking for save 20. I will be doing the Dead Man 10 as well, actually, soon enough, soon enough. How you doing there, Rochi? Good to have you, my friend. I found that Matrix Games has done a mistake. Huh. Yeah, and I can't get rid of Oaken. I can't get rid of him. I can't get rid of him. What is the Tea and Biscuits folder? I've got a fudge folder. Okay. I won't lie. I can't remember exactly what we have ordered today. The games are beginning to blur it just a little bit. Sydney Island. Well, there we go. We captured Sydney, so there we go. War's over, guys. War's over. Hey, SunYan. Good to have you, my friend. Now, we do have the Minikit of Die. Well, the Minikit of Die should be moving into the Coral Sea this turn. They've been on the outskirts of the Coral Sea for some... what was it, 3 days now? We do have Yunyo moving south with the battleship forces. Oh. Well, at least we know there's a light cruiser there. Yeah, it would have been nice to eventually put a torpedo into her, but I suppose we're not... No, so lucky. Oh, that would have been nice. I could have made a joke about the Achilles and her ankle there. Oh, well. Yeah, well, there we go. So we are still seeing submarines around here. Now, I'm hoping to push past these submarines. I'm not entirely sure what is beyond the line islands, but we're going to continue to push out there. We did see some tankers, or at least some sort of convoy out that way, which has since disappeared, but it can't be far away, really. I'm surprised that we haven't found it due to the fact that we have multiple submarines there with actual float planes. That was a Kiwi cruiser, that was pretty cool. So we do see the hull over here, then. She was attempting to hunt us, but she's getting up the chase, it seems. But we're aware that there is a light cruiser there now, so it does sort of dissipate the notion that there's a heavy cruiser, which is not too bad. That means that we'd have a far easier time moving into the area, wouldn't have to worry about as stiff surface resistance there, really. Well, we might have to take a look at the actual submarine captains and potentially replace them in the near future, really. Okay, so I'm picking up the elements of the 83rd Naval Guard there from Timor. Yep, he's been building up his presence in Fiji for some time now. We're going to be looking to reduce that to absolute ashes. Did he seriously send them back to Palmyra? Huh, okay. I mean, I didn't expect him to actually go back to Palmyra, so no wonder we lost sight of them there. I believe the combined fleet should be north of there. We do have 3 of our fast transports moving in there. We are using them as something of a cap trap as well. We will have some zeros over the top of them actually shortly. Yeah, indeed, APs. Allied AP reported hit there. See, this is the beauty with the D3A1 Vals and the B5N2s. Even without attacking, we're going to cause some... Yeah, okay, that's quite a few APs there. He's going to feel this. I'd love it if there was actually troops aboard there. But that's looking good. That's looking good. So, AP von Clune. Very nice. Continuing to attack over here in the Dutch East Indies with our Ki-48 squadron. I mean, these guys are getting some amazing experience from doing this. I mean, you take a look at how often they're actually reporting hits. There's a plethora of targets out there. Absolute plethora of targets. Okay. Yeah, it's looking like a nice Jap-Buck. Yep, there we go. There we have a combined fleet just to the north. They should be launching an attack then. Looks like we might have shot down some of his reconnaissance, actually. At least it sounds that way. I'd imagine that would be Catalinas that would be coming out either from Palmyra itself. Though we did have reports of P-17s there some turns ago, which was rather intriguing. Okay, moving into the air phase. So we're not running a couple reconnaissance missions. Oh, so the actual bombing raid is going in before the actual sweep, which is unfortunate. Should still be able to manage it. We're going in at about, I think we're going in at about 17,000 feet. We'll see how we manage here. Yep, we're making through. So we do have one of the nails actually shot down by flak. Okay, so we continue here post-combat. There we go. So, we did have some of the actual Oscar spill off there. We do shoot down one of the actual Buffalo. A little bit of damage to the actual airfield. Nothing major. But the entire point of doing that is just force him to actually have to defend his airfields. Oh, so now the Zeros are coming in here. A little bit late in the day for the sweep, but it'll do. Excuse them, why? Oh yeah. That's actually pretty cool. We've actually seen like the Dutch flag. Huh. You know, I don't think we've seen that before, have we? That's pretty cool, actually. There we go, shooting down the Hawk. And proceeding overhead. So there's the Hawk shot down there. I wonder if that's something to do with the actual date then, with it being now March. I mean, we are vastly behind schedule as far as we'd want it to be. So we are trying to accelerate the, the invasion as much as possible. The difficulty here that we face in this game is obviously trying to rectify issues. I did actually send the Ki-21s from China over here to Bataan. Ideally they will have a decent impact. They're not going to have a tremendous impact, but at least it will help to increase the amount of pressure there. Hey, do nice slash lab. Good to have you, my friend. Okay, continue our raids over here at Singapore. And there we go. So we do have one shot down. Couple hits there inflicted. I will have to take a look at their fatigue levels actually and make sure we're not burning them too hard. I do know that there's a ship, a couple of ships over here at Bataan, so those with the actual gunboats over there. Okay. Storms. Aye. Okay. Yeah, we had bad weather reported in China as well. That was likely ideal. Okay, I'm so glad he pulled back across the river. It just gives us such a beautiful position. Okay, so we have our first strike going in against Palmari here. So we do actually find some APs, very nice. Yeah, we're hitting the Van Kloon, I should say. I don't know whether there's going to be troops aboard here. We are seeing casualties nonetheless, but this is quite nice. There we go. Very nice. Indeed, indeed. Now we will have a couple attacks. Yep, torpedo out there. Massive explosive damage there. She's not going to be doing too well. See, what we might have to do then is actually tell them to not use the torpedoes. This is where the D3A1 valves actually really come into their own in this auto attack. So we do put a torpedo into the Kulama, which is quite good there. We put 4 bomb hits into the Van Kloon, I should say. It's not reporting too much in the way of damage, but I'm glad that we haven't used a huge amount of munitions. We are seeing allied casualties, so he does actually have troops aboard these ships. We'll probably have another attack as well shortly. Yeah, finding anything out there is worthwhile. I mean, frankly, we didn't know what the hell was out there, so I'm glad that we did find something to bite on, really. I'm surprised they sent it back to Palmyra, but then that must have meant that they did have... Something's gone down there, and imagine that being one of the APs. Still seeing the ships down there in Norfolk. We're seeing the Allied PTs around there, Allied SS. Okay, obviously the submarines around here. So that's interesting then. He must have actually had... we're seeing heavy cruisers over there, destroyers. That's very interesting. I tell you what, I'm glad that we do have the mitigated tie actually in... Ooh, he might have spotted us, or we've spotted something there. B5M1 Kate spots one allied ship. That could be a... yeah, we've moved past the subs there. That could be an allied submarine in the area. That might give away the position of the Kitapatai, or the mini-Kitapatai. We'll take a look shortly, nonetheless. So we do shoot down a pesky Catalina. It looks like he has detected the Oilers. The issue is there... I don't know, I might retire the Oilers. I've not had them to... terribly well organised. I mean, the issue was we would try and put together multiple Oilers. So we do have some Woodaways coming in here. We do have 2 Zeros defended. They don't make it in time, so I'm going to have to reduce that altitude. So he's going for the AMC Akagi Maru. We do get out quite lucky there, so we do have the post-air attack. Yeah, he's going in at 1,000 feet. Shoot down one. Damage another. Yeah, his submarines must be taking damage. I'd like to think they're taking a decent amount of damage, but it's going to add up over time. So a couple of the Winnoways taking damage there. Would have been nice to shot down more of them, but okay, I'll take another one. Coming in there. From the side, that's actually really interesting. Low on ammunition. So we shoot down at least 2 of them. And we cause them some damage. Right, we do have Banshees coming in here. Actually, that's rather interesting. So we do have some Banshees. So we have some Zeros defending against the Banshees, actually, which is something I didn't actually intend to happen. But that's fine. I'll shoot down Banshees all day, every day. That's very nice. 3 Banshees down so far. I'm surprised he's not escorting these guys. Is it the one damaged? Going in from the lower rear there. And another one down. Low on ammunition. 2 low on ammunition. We do score a critical hit there. Another Banshee damaged. And another one damage there. Yeah, it's nice to get some free kills. That's another one down. That's nice. And another one down there. Can we get them all? And another one there. Yeah, these are dive bombers. I think these are essentially Helldivers, or... No, sorry, the SPDs. I think they're army SPDs. So we don't shoot down all of them to make it through, but we do shoot down a good number of them, actually. Yeah, that's at least 3 shot down there, 2 damaged. That's not great. He's gonna feel that. Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Something not intended as well. Something not intended. Always nice to have a little bonus there. As we still continue our march to the north, we do have a second raid coming in here. Ah, fantastic, yeah. See, this is where actual detection level really comes in handy, because obviously this dictates the response that's actually sent out there. Yeah, the Kaloma, Okulama taking additional hits there. The question comes down to, it might be worth detaching a carrier to head south, or potentially heading somewhat south, to check out Christmas Island, or even potentially... Well, to be honest, I could detach light cruisers if there's no warships in the area. It's hard to say, there might yet be warships. So she goes down there. But I'd like to see what was... what is a Christmas Island? Or, well... Oh, so, 13 guns lost there, 14 vehicles. That's nice. I do wonder what he had aboard there, because I don't think it works at the bottom of the ocean. That's a nice little target there. That's a nice little pickup. And the other one went down. We know there's more shipping out there. We did see more ships, so I think what we'll do then is we'll continue to push outwards and try and pick up more of that shipping that we saw in the area. No, the bloody Chinese managed to get past us, that's the unfortunate thing. So as far as it goes, our offensive in China has reached its natural limit, which is fine. Yep, they've likely loaded that, which is probably why they headed back. But that's fine. I mean, we could have gone full speed, but I don't think it's really much worth it. Now, we are dropping in another 3,000 supply here into Buna, which is good. That's going to give us a lot more to work with over here. So we're hitting the permanent a few times, looking good. Possibly artillery, could have been potentially something like a base force, maybe. Hey, Demedial. Are we winning? Well, victory for Japan is only something of a temporary occurrence. We're doing okay, we are not doing great, really. It's very much a learning game. If you want to see like a series that is going significantly better, you could watch the Dadman series, where obviously I've been able to put the experience gained in this series into action. But we're trying to make things right. We're doing okay. I suppose you could say we're doing okay. As much as can be expected of a newbie. Yeah, damage in the sub is always a good one there. So move into the land phase. We shall be attacking at Wenkao, I do believe. Yeah, will this be the day that Wenkao falls? We had the bombardment last turn, so we'll have no bombardment today to go alongside the actual attack, but we still had that bombardment yesterday, so they still probably haven't recovered from that. They've been under consistent attacks. I mean, we're suffering as well, but he's only got so much to give. I think if I'm recalling correctly, we did see a supply message yesterday. So I think he should be fighting less efficiently. Ideally, we crush him today. If not, we'll just keep attacking. If they're out of supply, they'll be giving it in. Well, they'll give in soon. Yeah, they're taking a lot of damage there. 104. Down to 98. .537. Holy moly. And Wenkao is finally... Oh my god, finally Wenkao has fallen. Now they're bloody retreating, which is not great. I'm going to have to hunt them down. But my god, we finally have Wenkao. Oh, the third war area surrenders to the base force. The base force moves out there. Ah, god, yeah. Okay, that took so much longer than it really should have done there. Indeed, Banzai. At long bloody last. Yeah, that supply was gone there. So 5,987 casualties inflicted there, 156 squads destroyed, 177 non-combatant. And we'll have to chase them down. That 100th Corps still has some AV there. We are going for this second attack of Port Moresby with the 56th Division of 1st Independent Engineer Regiment. So we'll see. That the 45th Indian Brigade is going to be the one that causes us problems. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, indeed. How you doing there? Good to have you, my friend Lauren. Alright, 291, 117. So we don't take the base today, but we've reduced him down to level 1 fortifications now. So we take 967 casualties. So a few of our squads have been removed there once again. We haven't destroyed many of his own squads, but then again, we haven't destroyed many squads all around here. We don't see any supply issues, so... Okay, so preparation and experience. But nonetheless, he loses 41 there, squads disabled, but they will continue to fight. Our AV has been diminished, but we do have the power to bring in additional assets if needed. 1 non-combatant squad destroyed, 3 disabled there. 2 engineers destroyed, 2 disabled. 3 vehicles lost there, 1 destroyed, 2 disabled. Yeah, we'll give them some chance to rest now. Reducing the fortifications is very good. But looking good. It's not too far away from falling, really. I mean, had that been a little bit higher, we probably would have taken the base today. Had that just been a little bit higher. But yeah, as John says there, bringing down the fortifications from level 2 to level 1 is really good. I mean, we attacked on the first day, it was a level 3. We brought it down to level 2. We attack on the second time, and we bring it down to level 1, which is really nice. It's getting there. So we have another bombardment attack over here at Gagayan. I am bringing additional forces over here. I'm just going to keep bombarding until we can actually see him starting. I don't know. I don't know how much supply he has. He's only got a limited amount. He did manage to make that last a little bit longer by bringing in more supply via his ship, but we put an end to that. Yeah. And we'll take a look at the actual state of the division. The good news is we lost... Well, no, we didn't lose the squad. We had a good few disabled. But as said, we can rest them. They'll come back. Now, the good thing would be to try and hit the airfield there at Port Moresby to try and keep the fortifications down, but we'll have to take a look at that. I would have preferred to have destroyed another unit there at Port Moresby, but I think we had a very nice attack. We didn't take many casualties, we've not inflicted many casualties either, but we did reduce the fortifications, and ultimately we are putting more pressure on them. So we'll see here, what do we have then for us? So we suffer a few casualties here, which is not too surprising. You can see that his forces are 274. We do have more men in the way, so we'll continue the bombardment until we see some real tangible results. We are attacking at Ambon. This one I don't know how it's going to go, really. 81. Yeah, 196. So that's not ready to give in yet. 71 casualties, so we have 20 disabled there for only 11. So he has fought level 2. That's a tough old bird, actually. I'm surprised that they still have supply. But we'll just wait out there. Oh god. Bit of a dry throat here at the moment. So Saigon expands to a level 7 port. Obviously I can end that expansion now. Do I regret expanding it? Probably use more supply than it was really worth, but it might come in handy. May come in handy one day, I guess. It's too late to stop it now. And we do have Cameron Bay that's expanded as well, so we'll let that finish off and then just never expand it again. But yeah, all around a good day. We hit some APs, which is nice. We actually sank some troops, which is always a good thing. And we had a successful attack at Port Moresby. Wenkao has, yes, finally fallen there. Yeah, it was nice to shoot down those dive bombers. We've had a good day all round, really. Good day all round. We'll just have to see what we can do with it, really. It might be worthwhile to split the combined fleet, potentially to cover more ground. Take a look. I'm going to take a look at the actual state of the Port Moresby force first. Yeah, so we are seeing a lot of submarines over here, but the good news is we did manage to make it through. And by shooting down those Banshees, he's going to have less to actually attack us with here. I mean, those Banshees having a 1,000-pound bomb is pretty nasty. But we do have 1,283 supply pushed in here. There's another 1,800 to be pushed in here as well. That's very nice. Yeah, so you can see that their supply is low, but obviously due to the fact that we do have more supply over here, we should be able to recover that much sooner. So we'll take a look over here then. I wish we had a proper engineer regiment, that would be nice. So we have dip below 400 assault value, which is not too surprising. 27 fatigue, 24 disruption. You can see that we have 86% turntable equipment here. So what we'll have to do then is just obviously rest. But you take a look there, 68 squads disabled. We still have another 235 there. And the good news is with the divisions, they're just fantastic because we have those actual inbuilt IJ engineer squads. They're really great. We do have armor, we have AT guns, we have artillery. You name it, we've got it. But we haven't got what an American or a British division has because, no, we ain't got that. We've got most things, but we ain't got that. Okay. So we'll just have a few days of rest up then, until we are able to attack once again. So, let's take a look. Do we have any fortification ourselves? Yeah, just take a look at that. That's the beautiful thing there. And the 56th Division already has level 2 fortifications themselves. That's really nasty. Yeah, even 48 these indeed. Yeah, and that's the beauty, because these units, because the actual division has engineers, they will actually dig themselves in, which is really nice. I mean, they've got the IJ engineers, and then they've got their own engineers, just normal engineers, so 14 of those guys. That's good. That means that they'll just continue to build up their own fortifications, which is nice. So, the longer the battle goes on, the harder we are to push out of the area as well. Of course, he may have fortifications themselves. Well, the base may have fortification itself. His units likely will as well, but with us attacking, that probably will reduce his fortifications, while our own are able to be built up, really. Do we have any planes doing ASW around the area of Rabal and Port Moresby? We do have G3s over here. These guys are in ASW patrols. They're really quite good at it, due to their range. It's something where we could do with better pilots in here. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're not as great as the other group, but they're not bad. So at least we do have that there. Yeah, the Zero group did really quite nice over here from Zuho. I don't think we lost any today. So you can see that some of these airframes have really quite high levels of fatigue, actually, so that's something to bear in mind. We can effectively... I could effectively just run a bit of cap over here, let them recover somewhat. Which is probably not a bad idea, just run down there at 10,000 feet. I'll set them to their normal radius then. But yeah, that's good. It doesn't look like he's committing anywhere near as much. Though we are seeing a lot of warships over here. Well, we did see supposedly warships at Brisbane. Right, so the MKB has not been spotted. But we do see a submarine over here heading east, so that's what we actually spotted during return. Now, he's going to know that's a B5N1, but then again, it could be a case of he may think, and he's seen us do it before, where we obviously... I mean, you take a look over here to Kopang, around Timor, on the island of Timor, we do have the B5N2s. Yeah, sorry, no, the B5N1s over here. They've been running ASW. He may seem it to be the same, but we'll take a look. Yeah, no, it's nice to see that Brisbane is busy. It could be worth contemplating. See, the beautiful thing is, due to the fact that Brisbane's at 19, we're running actually extended range this time around. We still see ships over here, but it looks like he might have actually shifted these ships over here. I don't know whether... I don't think they could make that in a single day, so that looks to be a different group, in fact. Right, so we know there's a light cruiser over here. Interesting that it's still being reported as a heavy cruiser. We'll take a look at the ship and air losses in a moment. We'll take a look out this way then. So we're seeing subs out here. We're seeing 11 bombers and 5 auxiliaries, okay. Right, he's aware of these guys. He's not aware, thankfully, of the Oilers, which is really good. That's really quite nice. Now, what I could do is actually use the submarines out this way, but then again, having these submarines ahead of the actual combined fleet is really quite good. We did see there was another task force around here somewhere. I don't think it was that one. That had 2 there. So we know he's got about 3 units here, it seems. I mean, it could be worth a bombardment, but it might be worthwhile to do a bombardment on the way back, perhaps. And if I take a look at the actual... yeah, so running 40 cap over here. See, this is it. What I might do then is bring the Oilers up over this way. I might send a submarine down here towards Christmas Island to check out if Christmas Island actually has assets over there. They are likely moving away, so what I'd like to do is actually take something with a float plane. Van has a Jake, which is really good. Let's take a look at what the other ones have. You've got a Glen. A Glen will do just fine. How much fuel do you actually have there? Okay. Oh, hi, gozaimasu to you as well. Arigato gozaimashita. See you later there, Major. Have a good one, my friend. Right, so I'm going to linger around Christmas Island with one of his submarines to actually get an idea of what's going on there. We will have to retire back home shortly, it seems. Well, then attempted to return to trucks and no one. I can get by that somewhat by having them return to somewhere else that does have fuel. I could do again some fuel out here to the front lines. We know what happens when submarines do not have fuel. There is some fuel over here at Tarawa. Tarawa is 45. We'll have them head back to... well, we could have them head to Tarawa. 400 odd fuel is not actually a significant amount of fuel. I just need to linger on station then for the time being. Okay. Right then. What I could do, actually, is have these submarines linger around here to the north while this one with the float plane. These are the guys. I-22 doesn't have a float plane. It might be worthwhile to have the submarines linger around here just in case there's a sponsor that is on its way. That's something to bear in mind. So we have I-8 over here. I-8 obviously with a Jake. Okay. They were saying that we did see those ships in this area. They didn't head this way, so they could be heading out this way. I think it might be worthwhile to send something into this area. He could be sending assets this way as well. It would be nice to have subs move north as a potential alert, but I wanna check out. This is it. He could be heading this way. It might really be for the best. I think once we get past the Line Islands, we'll break the carriers up into either pairs or into individual groups. We need to cover a lot more ground, really. Let's see. If we cover more ground, we'll have a much greater chance of actually detecting targets. Well, I'll have this sub head north, actually. The reason being, at least it can actually look for targets that we can't find ourselves. I could have submarines lingering around this area with the Glen sub. But let's take a look. They do have a decent deal of fuel, so they can continue to go on. I mean, that one's actually lingering, well, heading towards Yokohama as its actual home port, which is crazy. So these guys have an amazing extended range. There we go. And should we be concerned if the Allied carriers moving back towards Pearl? I'm not going to port strike Palmyra. It seems like there's actually nothing at Palmyra. Potentially, yeah, but I don't know, actually. I think it's one of those of... the last time we saw suggestions of carriers, they were at New Zealand. When we actually did venture out towards Midway to potentially hit his heavy cruiser or whatever the actual force was, it might have been heavy cruisers, it might have been battleships, there was no reply in terms of carriers. And it's an interesting one. He could still have them at Pearl Harbor, but I'm leaning towards him not having enough to really challenge us, really. I do worry about my AOs. These guys are the lifeblood over here. And I do need them, I need them to catch up, really. Once we get out of this way, we'll be okay. We do actually have an escort group, so at least we have that. Retirement is not allowed. Yeah, what we might do then is refuel them at this point and then have the AOs head back. Or it might be, yeah, it's probably going to be something like that. We'll refuel them once and then probably head out there. And what I'm going to do is actually send out a heavy cruiser force as well to go join them. What do we have actually with the carriers? We still have 2 heavy cruisers there. We have 2 BBs. Obviously, the other heavy cruisers there. Well, actually, no, then again, I could send the heavy cruiser force south actually to take a look in that area. That's not a bad idea. Well, we'll send them south and then we can send them back north to link up with those forces there then. So we'll check out south. Let's put them on normal threat tolerance for now. Okay. So they will be moving. Well, obviously that is about 13 hexes away. They're going to move in 8 hexes today. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Woodburrs there. I could go for a more central position. I do have to be careful because there are... Well, I don't know. It might be worthwhile bombarding Palmyra, to be honest. Okay. Well, what we'll do then, I'm going to try to reduce the distance there. I can move about 8 hexes. We don't need to move all the way down there, we just need to actually get an idea of what's going on. Can you increase the reaction on the CA task force? I think I will when we have an idea of what's actually going on there. Move them about halfway. Well, that's a full move that way. I'll put them out that way. That'll give us plenty of range. I could send them to react, but the issue is I don't want to react into Christmas Island if there is actual assets there, due to the fact that there are mines. I do contemplate bombarding Palmyra, but then again, we do not know if there's no mines there or not. But it's good to see that we have found APs, which is always a good thing. Okay, so they're moving that way. Yep, the heavy cruisers do have float planes. Alright, we'll have one more day and then we'll take a look at actually breaking the force up. Though, to be fair, let's take a look. See, I wish I had had the actual oilers next to them. Okay. See, what it might be worthwhile doing is actually having the actual carriers refuel from the battleships and then having the battleships retire to the oilers and refuel. I mean, at least that would allow us to continue to go out there. I don't know. I don't know if it's arrogance or whether it's just the fact that we have some intelligence to work with. But I don't think he has much in the way of actual threat out this way. I think we'll continue moving this way. But then again, we'd be better off moving towards San Diego. So we'll set them towards San Diego. Obviously, they're not going to head to the entire way. It just gives me an idea of what we're working with there. Of course, that would put us close to Pearl Harbor. This point over here would put us within 13 hexes of Pearl Harbor, which is obviously too close there. So what we'll do then... I need to waypoint it, actually. Yes, there are shipping lanes. The only issue is obviously the fact that our presence is announced. So I don't think we'd go too deep. Because, well, inevitably everything that's out this way is probably going to be making it back home now. I had hoped that we would have been able to make it through this area without being detected, but unfortunately not. What I'll do then is set them... let's see, I want to be about 21 hexes away from Pearl Harbor. So we want to be about there. Okay, so another 2 hexes to the south. Okay. So more or less a straight path. We are now currently 21 hexes from Pearl Harbor. We're 16 from Johnston. Obviously, we are closing over here. I did contemplate for a second, obviously, attacking Palmyra's airfields, but I don't think it's worthwhile. Don't get me wrong, there are assets out here. I don't think he would use the actual bombers to attack. And I do have to be very careful about these guys over here, so we do want to actually remain outside range there. So we are moving straight. How you doing there, Sal? Good to have you, my friends. We'll see what targets we can find, really. To be fair, let's see. Well, I am sending... so I'll have this submarine actually head north around this area. I want to try and get an idea if anything is heading towards us. I do have a heavy cruisers moving south. This sub is heading that way, but what I'm going to do is get it moving out this way. We can have the other 2 subs head this way. I want to find out if there's anything out this way. It's hard to really gauge where it could be, but if we take a look... Actually, I'll have them head towards San Diego, then they'll obviously pick the direct path to San Diego. Right, so that is going to be that path there. So that'll be the path that we take. Try and hunt targets. I mean, what we're looking for is just any sort of identification. I think we'll pick a point at which we'll say, right, it's not worthwhile going any further, due to the fact that it's difficult that we are announced, but ideally we'll take the pressure off us elsewhere and actually put the pressure on him. We are actually going for an effective fight back over here in the Port Moresby area. He's obviously been taking a lot of damage to his actual air power here, which is nice. Right, so I can reduce that. I don't think... I don't know. Then again, he could be running. I need to rest and recover the fatigue. But the fatigue of the aircraft ain't too bad. Right, so I'm going to continue that over these guys over here. If we can use that as a trap, I'd be quite happy with that. But it was nice to shoot down all those aircraft there. That is going to help us. It may actually make quite a difference because it's not going to be as brave. And the beauty is I do actually have heavy cruisers over here. So if we did so wish to do so, I will save it in a second. We could move in there to Port Moresby to bombard him. As far as it goes, with the G3s here, obviously we're not running naval search, but we could do that if we so wish to do so. Or is it turn 85? I think it's turn 85. It's not too long before we can actually start potentially bombarding Moresby. I would like to have any DMS to clear any mines that were in that area, actually. If you manage to become undetected, a potential U-turn right towards Fiji could be unexpected, as if he believes we're heading for San Diego. That's not a bad idea, actually, and head down towards like the Tahiti area, down below Pago. That's not a bad idea, actually. Something to contemplate, actually. Right, so we see we're undetected over here. We are heading this way. We do have a little bit of fuel over here at Tulagi. Right, those guys, I actually forgot about them, so they've been stood there. And they can continue on towards Luganville then. Again, we do need fuel down here at Luganville. That is the one thing that we desperately need there. Alright. Oh no, I didn't forget about them. I just confused them with that group. And we do have Shoho on the way here as well. Of course, we will need to refuel here shortly. But, yeah, I could do with an AS heading south, really. Obviously, we do have ASs. I think we do have an AS group over here, so an AO group over here. I'm going to have to bring that south just to act as fuel points over this way. I'll set it for Tulagi. And what I could do is actually have the heavy cruisers in the Coral Sea head towards Tulagi, have the AOs head towards Tulagi. It gives us then a fuel point to work with. Even unloading fuel there would be very nice. Yeah, I'll take a look at that in a moment, I promise. Absolutely promise I'll take a look at that in just a moment. Okay. Living up to the promise. So we'll take a look at aircraft losses today then. So he loses 7 Banshees. I believe he had, what, 9? So that's pretty rough for him there. All 7 shot down. He loses 3 Widoways a day, 2 Buffaloes, 2 Blenheims. We lose an Oscar, Ida, Sally, G3, C5. He loses a Catalina. We did shoot that down, of course. A Hudson, a Hawk, and a Donia. So that's nice. But it's nice to shoot down those Banshees. Those Banshees, they indeed can go fast and or low. So we'll take a look at our pilots. Yes, we do have a new... I don't know who... to be honest, I forgot who was an ace at 5. But we do have somebody else with 6 now. We have Nagaishi. Very nice. Congratulations there, Nagaishi. Nagaishi. Congratulations from the Ryujo 1 squadron. Which would be... that one. Excellent. Yeah, so that was worthwhile doing. That was actually quite nice there. I like the fact that they're actually acting as escorts. Were these guys on extended? They're not using extended. I'm going to set them down to 7. Not that it really particularly matters. And that might have been why they actually responded then, because they were coming to attack, so they did move out there as cap, which is interesting. Okay. Though, that's an interesting point to take into consideration today. We didn't see any air attack over Luganville today, which is nice. It's a nice little reprieve there from the B-17s. I don't know what the fuels... Sorry, I don't know what the weather situation's like over there. It's cloudy over there. It's better if they're Santo. I don't think that would have made a major difference. He might not have liked the fact that he's actually losing aircraft. Unknown there, really. He does have detection out here, so he's also running search. I'm glad that we are beyond his range there. Those subs are heading to Tulagi to go refuel. Yeah, they're heading in there. So I do need to make sure I'm mindful of this. Okay. Right. Let's take a look over here at Tulagi. So those guys are heading out at 25. Which gives us detection out to most of the actual coastline. Not quite. But we do cover a decent amount. And we know their ships over here at Brisbane. So from Comac, they're running 25 as well. At least I believe they are. Yes, they're running 25. Oh, so that is having an impact there. But we are running 50-50. We could continue to run it. It may be worthwhile to move the carriers down towards Brisbane. And let's take a look out here. So they have not been detected. It might be worthwhile to continue along this path. It's not great, but there's actually a sub out here. Okay. Right. So what does the direct path look like? It's actually out of range there. So if we were to move direct, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Though will they move 8? Yeah, they'll still move 8. So they'd end up at this position. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. But that puts us in a good position there. So we're not too far out then from actually being in the position that we wanted to be. The question comes down to, what do we do with Shoho? It might be worthwhile to have Shoho. I do want her to join the MKB, that's for damn sure. And especially if we are taking a risk, I mean, it is risky moving into this area. I can contemplate this more so than other operations due to the fact that I do have at least detection out this way. And what's the distance between Brisbane and Comac? That's 19. I think I will reduce this actual range down. I don't want to burn them out, to be honest. Hey, do that, Chase. Good to have you, my friend. The G3M2s are running naval search as well, so they're going out there to about 18 hexes, which is nice. That gives us an extended range out there. So yeah, we do have a commanded position, really. So I suppose we can take a bit of a risk by heading south, due to the fact that we do have, well, we have land-based aircraft to actually assist us. I mean, it's only about 30-odd Oscars, but it could make a difference, and it would make a difference. Obviously, having the G3s is quite nice. In an emergency, we could even use the H6K4s with, well, torpedoes there, really. Yeah, as for what we do with the Shoho, that's the question. It's hard to say, actually, in a way. Over the Naval Guardian, I think they should be, actually. Maybe use the Shoho to protect the rear of our forces in case he cruiser raids into the New Hebrides. Potentially so. I mean, I do contemplate with having them run the Zeros over here. It may be potentially worthwhile to have Shoho linger somewhat in this area, but then she's not really doing anything for us. She might do well to move over this way to give us cover out this way, but I don't think we really need it. Onumea, okay. Yeah, then it rests. And brilliant, the engineer unit has arrived now. That's great news. So that gives us some additional engineers there. Actually, having some engineers is really quite important. Yeah, so that gives us engineers. It gives us additional aviation support, so it takes us up to 86, which is really nice. That's good. Yeah, they're both in naval. Sorry, in rest. Base force is just over here, so everything's on rest. The good news is that we do produce... Well, we produce a little bit of supply. I mean, only 10 supply per day, but still, it's 10 supply. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, because when we don't have anything going on over here, that helps to replenish the actual usage. Not by much. We're probably using more per day, but at least it helps to replenish. It helps to just put towards lengthening the time we can last out there. But yeah, we might head towards Brisbane. I do wonder what he's actually doing, because it's an interesting one that he does have ships out here. We'll take a look at how we can punish him. I still can't... what's a good use for Shoho? I'm not going to start building forts in Numea. The reason it's jungle rough. I know it would be nice, I don't lie. But it's one of those of I don't think I can really spare supply as such. I think the terrain itself is enough. Maybe in the future, maybe it will become more of a pressing need, but for now I'm just going to retain that supply as much as possible, really. Just try and make as much use of it, really. But it is something to bear in mind. I will take it into consideration in the future. Right. I'm still trying to figure out what to do with Shoho. The issue is I don't have fuel down this way. We need to get oilers moving out this way. Well, we do have that tanker that way, so okay. So they're heading out, so they're going to be moving at 6 hexes per turn. They've got 57 hexes to go until they get to Savai. We're probably not going to head directly to Savai. We'll probably, I don't know, probably link up at Funafuti or something of that nature, really. And choose a base nearby and load fuel there, refuel, and then potentially move into the area. I mean, I like the idea of actually moving out into the Pacific and then actually taking a right turn, well, a U-turn, well, making a U-turn when not detected, and then coming around, actually. Because that could be quite a nice way to actually link up for the Fiji ops, actually having the carriers there available. Plenty of options, really. Plenty of options. Right, okay. I remember what I was doing now. I was going to get in the calculator. I'm going to need more minesweeping ops, so having a DMS out there is nice. I would like to have more. So we'll take a look then. So they've got 57 hexes. They're moving at 6 per turn. So it'd take them 9.5 days to arrive in that area if we were to head directly to Savai. Potentially so, but then again, I don't want to announce my presence. I don't want to announce the presence of carriers. He knows about one lot of carriers. I don't want to reveal all of the carriers. But then again, they would be revealed shortly over here. It might be worthwhile to just to have Shoho potentially linger in the area, but then she's not doing anything, is she, really? I need fuel in this area. Well, they're going to head back. I do need that DMS, actually. That DMS can actually link up. It could head to Talawaf, actually. Not you. It's good to see that they can do that, though. Okay. I'll have you head to Tulagi. You can wait to Tulagi. Yeah, fuel is the thing that we need down here. and then we'll have a more effective position. I might have, I don't know, what do you guys think to Shoho moving towards Tulagi? She could move towards Tulagi and then link up with the Yunyo force, put a cap over the base where he uses B-17s. It is worthwhile to consider, I do agree, but I don't, again, want to reveal it yet. Not yet, anyway. Not yet. We have had some time to actually repair some damage. No, we haven't. I still need the engineers. Yeah, it might be worthwhile to do so, I guess. I think it might be worthwhile to do. If anything, it makes them think, okay, there's carriers to the north here. Which obviously there is. It could scare him out to the Fiji area, but then again, we're not aiming at shipping in the Fiji area per se. I'm also aiming to turn his airfields to dust and just open the area up for potential invasion in the future, really. But essentially just show him that his defences mean naught when faced with overwhelming offensive power, really. So I suppose we can do that. Have them fly nearby. Well, have them stationed nearby to support Luganville. Let's take a look at the actual ocean in the area. So it's all deep around here. Would be nice if it was like a shallow. So he's moving east, so I do want to avoid that. Right, I also want to be outside range. Well, to be honest, I tell you what we could do is we could actually fly the Zeros off from Shoho. Have Shoho head back north, perhaps, to link up with Yunyo, or just link around the area. Potentially even head to Talawara. I don't know, actually. I could fly some Zeros off. Just thinking about where to put it. So if we take a look. I mean, we've transferred, well, with the drop tanks on. You can see that they could transfer to Yunyo, and she's 36 hexes away. So, what we could do then is we could actually move Yunyo outside of potential attack range. I could have her potentially link here, but I don't think it's required due to the fact that we actually have an idea what's going on here. I could put her Zeros at Luganville and then have Shoho... maybe even just move to Tarawa. I can't really think of where I want her to be, really. And this is the issue. They're not really meant to be on their own like this. But I think for the time being, we'll have a close-in. Well, I mean, we could attack Wallace. But then I'd rather do that once we have all our forces here. Otherwise, that's going to make him think, right, okay, he's considering a carry attack here. I need to prepare. I don't want to really give him that time to prepare. Having Zeros here would actually strengthen the area considerably so. Right, well... It's a tough choice, I'm not gonna lie. It is a tough choice. I tell you what we could do is have Shoho support a operation out this way. So we'll transfer some Zeros off to Luganville. I'm going to transfer 9 Zeros to Luganville. And then we'll move Shoho towards Luganville. And what we could then do is have... So that DMS is going to head this way. I need to gather minesweeping capabilities. Yeah, so I do have some fuel over here. I just need to get that fuel heading south. So I tell you what, it'd be nice to actually take this tanker and have it head south. It's a large tanker though, however. Okay. So I'll have that head to Tulagi. I mean, frankly, we need fuel along the islands here. So we'll have her head out that way. It seems like his subs are here, but I don't want to take that risk. So we'll go around. Yeah, we'll go around. At least that brings me another DMS. Okay. So there's 2 AMCs moving in there as well, of course. We do have Onakaze. They're carrying additional engineers in there. So they can unload and then head back to a truck there. We do have additional engineers moving into the area. I'm going to try and build Lay up to be a formidable base, really. It's going to take some time, but they will get here and they will be formidable. We do have elements of the 24th Infantry Regiment protecting us here, which is good. But yeah, you can take a look that we do have we have 3 construction units over here, which makes a big old difference there. Yeah, we do need to get rid of them. Right, they can return to truck afterwards. Have you actually laid your minefield? Seems not. I think mines are just... they're so strange. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I'm going to put additional PBs out in the waters here. I'm glad to see that we do have a DMS over here. And I would like that DMS to actually head out towards this way, but I'll have it link up with the tanker. So we can manage about 3 destroy minesweepers, which is not a bad force there, really. So what we can actually afford to do then is await a few days then with our division there. Sorry, at Port Moresby. I almost said Raphael. Yeah, wait a few days there for the division to recover at Port Moresby. We'll await the DMSs to assemble and fuel to begin to head south, which is good. And then obviously what we can do is have the heavy cruisers linked up with the DMSs and moving this way. I could even use Shoho to support that operation from the other side, from the Solomon Sea potentially. Having some air cover, but then again we do have air cover over here, but then having closer in air cover could be quite nice, potentially having strike capacity out this way. As far as it goes, I don't really have a great use for Shoho. She's kind of in an awkward position where she is really. So we'll make use of her zeros. They'll be greatly able to help us. Did we... oh, we lost one actually on the way over. That's unfortunate. Well, I can put another 2 in here anyway. So we'll run cap. What have the others run there? 10,000, 10,000. Go about 11 there. Could go a little bit lower. To about 8 there. So 8, 10, 11. Okay. Set that over Luganville. If we do need additional forces, we can move them in here. The good news is by actually having the air HQ here, the air division actually does give us the ability to replenish quite nicely, quite easily on here. But yeah, we definitely need more supply. We just need more of everything, really. More of absolutely everything. So I could do another aviation unit out here as well. We do have elements of the base force, but not terribly much there. Well, we'll go for about 5,000. They obviously do fly low. We'll go for about 5,000 then. Go about 8 there. Call that 11 still, yeah. It is interesting that he didn't actually attack over here, which is intriguing. We do have a little bit. Oh no, we do have mines, which is nice. That's nice. At least, like, protects us from submarines and that sort of thing, really. You might want to pull the Oilers back from Palmyra, Carriers, because he will probably send down to Strike Force. Well, yeah, no, this is the issue. The issue is obviously that we are wasting fuel. It's difficult because I didn't get them into the positions I wanted them to be in, really. Due to them having to link up from various different positions. I think we're probably okay. Of course, it could be worthwhile to detach the... Well, it might be worthwhile to break the carriers up to some degree. I'm definitely and ahhing about it. I'm definitely and ahhing about it. Oh, I see. I'll give them additional security there. I'll break off additional forces here. Issue obviously is the amount of destroyers, but I'll take a destroyer from each of these groups. Oh, so we're not heading all the way to San Diego. It's a difficult one due to the distance here. The issue is obviously our quarry would be no doubt scrambling away. We do have some indication of when they are arriving due to the actual Jakes. I am sending... I don't know. It's one of those of, does he have carriers there? It is a risk. And in some ways, obviously, continuation of movement is not a bad thing if we stay in one area too long. It's a difficult one, of course, really. Hey, didn't I Dr. Communist? It's been a while, man. Yeah, no. In other ways, it might be worthwhile just to have the carriers and the oilers link up for safety, really. I think we'll do that, really. I don't think it's going to take too long. It's a really valid point, and it's one thing that I've been agonising over. So I think what we need to do then is actually just sort the problem out. It does mean that we lose a day of progress out that way, but if we're not intending to head all the way to San Diego, at least if we do have the oilers here, we do have the option to head all the way to San Diego if we so wish to do so. So we'll do that then. Only needs about a day to effectively link up, really. Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it, really? Once we fuel up, then we'll have them sent away. But I do like the idea of actually moving out this way and then potentially swinging down and around. That could be potentially done. Oh, well done there, man. That sounds really good. And it's been actually a really fun time as well. I've been... I do have a history research project that was meant to be a paper, but no longer has to be a paper because everything's kind of gone to hell with the education system at this moment in time. So I just have to do it as a PowerPoint, which is great. But it's like, how'd you condense it? Well, again, that's not the worst problem in the world to have, is it really? Alright, let's take a look. How far are they going to move in a turn? They're moving at 4. So they're moving 8. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll link up about there. The issue is it does put us nearby the enemy submarine, so what I'm going to do is actually move them to the north and away, really. Move them about there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so a little bit closer than that. And then we'll link all the oilers. Should have probably linked up beforehand, but we did see Tigers out this way. I could potentially send out the heavy cruisers. I tell you what, it's probably worthwhile sending out the heavy cruisers and then linking back up with the heavy cruisers, isn't it? Yeah, we'll go for that, actually. So what I can do then is send the cruisers out in different directions. So if I send one in that direction there... At least then we do stand the option of actually picking up on targets. If there are assets out there that are meant to, well, hit the carriers, at least we're aware of it. Hmm. Still obviously have battleship support. I don't need the third one. I might as well have the third one remain with the actual carriers. Let's take a look. 6,000, 10,000. So you can remain with the carriers. The Aoba can remain here. The Tone class is fantastic for this sort of thing, actually. So we'll send them straight on there. So they're going to be moving out 8 hexes. Yeah, we'll try and find the enemy out here, really. If you want him to try and send out a response, they could bombard Palmyra, really try and sell the idea that it's an invasion of Palmyra. Well, this is it. I'd love to say that it is an invasion of Palmyra, but then again, I just don't have the assets to do so at this moment in time. But it will scare the ever-living hell out of him, which is quite nice. Quite happy with that, really. But we'll link up with our actual ships then. So what we'll do then is we'll actually have the Oilers head straight to that position there. At least then they are going to be properly protected. We can stand to refuel our assets then. It's going to be a unexpected direction, which is good. Always good to do the unexpected, because then that keeps him guessing. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's double check that's the right distance. That's 8. They should arrive there. Yeah, they'll arrive there tomorrow. The combined fleet will arrive here tomorrow. The 2 Tone-class heavy cruiser forces will move out this way. They both, of course, do carry float planes. That sure gives a good idea. Well, we're already in range of Johnson's detection. I would have to move south, and I don't want to move south with the submarines around here, really. It's some things that we just can't avoid at this point in time, unfortunately. Actually, Kuma has a good number of actual float planes there. Really nice to see. Yeah. Put them to work. But I like that plan. It's one of those of where we have struck something, so at least it has borne some fruit. If I can identify where additional targets are, then at least the actual heavy cruisers can attempt to close in on them, really. We'll just have to see what we can do. I mean, it's it's almost something of a distraction card effects at this point in time, really. Let's see what it does with that. Yeah. Well, meanwhile, these guys are obviously closing further south. The issue is that submarine over there. That's going to be a problem. It is a problem, but then again, it's one of those that I can't really do much about it. At least we do have the means to protect Luganville to a greater degree now, which is good. Those 20mm cannons will make a big difference. I could send subs out this way as well, actually. Them being at Brisbane is really rather intriguing, so if I could get subs down here, that'd be nice. Try and patrol around that area. Get a measure of what's going on. If I actually had a float plane, I'd be very happy. Alright, that's funny. Oh, wow. A German mind, wow. Didn't snap her. Oh, dear. So we'll have the subs actually linger around this area around Brisbane then. Ideally, that may give us some indication of when things are moving out of that area. It would also give us an indication of whether there's actually an aircraft, if he's running naval search of any kind there. Traditionally, he doesn't seem to enjoy doing so, so ideally he continues to do so. These guys look like they're going to have to return and refuel, so I'll have them ordered to do that. Yeah, things are going well in the area, actually. Getting more fuel over here is a good thing. That gives us some to work with. We're going to have fuel moving down this way, which is good. We're going to have additional assets moving down this way as we're able to do so. These fellows have finished their unloading. We do have the AKT over here, which is unloading a little bit of supply, which is nice. A little bit of supply over here as well. Now, if I take a look at Luganville itself, this is one of the ACM. I am transferring the 4th Air Division over here slowly but surely. The reason for doing so is because this will actually allow us to use torpedoes down here at Tanna, which is really good. What I'd like to do is actually build up an airfield there at Tanna as well, which would be quite good. That's going to probably come in a little bit of time. Once I can actually try to neutralize his B-17s to some degree, that'd be quite nice. But this is what we're essentially going to be doing. Having the Air Division headquarters over here. Is it Air Division? Yes, it's the Air Division. Which is a command radius of... Let's take a look. A command radius of 4. Which would mean... Tanna was within range. If I was to build... I was slightly out of range. That's unfortunate. That could have an airfield, which is nice. That's 1, 2... Let's take a look. Yeah, no, from here. So if we take a look, we'd have an airfield capable of being built over here. So that's 1, 2... Obviously 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could have potentially 9 airfields built in this area that could all use torpedoes, which is really nice. See that there, John? I think you should do it. I think you should do that. You've been moaning about it. Get it done. Get her done. Right, okay, so we do have you over here. Have the APs here. We have a decent... yeah, this is a lot of AP. This is a lot of like carrying capacity here now. So the good news is we can actually get this moving out of the goddamn way. Extract our forces from the area quite nicely then. Okay. Yeah, we'll get these forces out of this way. And that's 2 regiments that'll be moved. Mortars, artillery. The naval guard units. Take the tanks, of course. Right, okay. So this is going to dramatically reduce the amount of supply consumption as well, which is nice. Right, so what I'll do then is I'll take the 52nd Naval Guard. So we'll get them moving out here then. Troops only. Okay, so that's good. This is us finally being able to actually reallocate where our forces actually are in terms of actual AV. I need to get this heading back to truck. So it's a very good thing that we do have the MKB very close by, because obviously this is a very valuable amount of things really. And obviously I could not afford that to be hit. It would not be nice. But the Kiddapatai will be around about... they'd be around about there, wouldn't they? Kind of like that position. They're going to be a little bit further to the north, but obviously they'll still be well within range to cover Comac. That's good news. Now, how far away is Comac from 2021? So ideally outside range. But I could be wrong. Let's take a look. Allied aircraft. We'll sort by type. Right, level bombers. Right, okay. So B-17Ds, I think we've been seeing, and E's, is it? So their range is 17, extended to 22, which is something that is a little bit worrying there. The B-17E has a range of 15. Is it just the standard B-17? Is it B-17F that we've been seeing? I can't recall which. I think it's the... Is it the F and the E? The D... it could be D. But I can't recall. I think I definitely recall an E. Okay, so we do have our warships over here. Right, so they're unloading supply at this point in time. They're still unloading over here. Okay. Yep. We do need plenty of supply in the area. Also, we can have this supply moved out and away elsewhere. I would like to get some mines over here as well shortly. Make the area more defensible. Okay, they're the ones loading there, so they'll be moving on to Luganville shortly. They're continuing to unload supply. Okay. So we've got 3-5 there. Okay. I might want to take another few thousand tons of supply over here to Comac to New Caledonia. Then again, it's here and now, so might as well continue with the unloading process. They can continue to act as guardians in this area. Now, this does leave me with 2 destroyers that can actually act as a service force. Well, effectively, I could just have a Kashayan there. That gives me a couple of destroyers to work with then. I could have them act as an ASW. God damn it. There we go. Have them act as an escort in this place. It is nice, I'm going to say, to be able to flex on the Americans while on the Allies to a degree. And it does feel nice. Right, I'm going to have them actually follow this force as well. So they'll stick close by. It does cancel the actual patrol, but that's fine. Oh, ship losses. No, I forgot to take a look at the ship losses, didn't I? So we confirm at least this one over here. So it's a Dominion class. They're not insignificant. So it's a nice little one to be actually hitting there, which is quite good. So I think we hit 2 Dominion class ships there, which is nice. Okay. So let's see. These guys. Okay, they're heading in. I may keep them at Comac just to give me the lifting capacity. Like the 11 knots could be very nice and that sort of thing. But indeed, right. You're heading out this way towards Norfolk to give us a better idea of what's going on there. Though in fairness, your Glen would be really appreciated by Brisbane. So we'll head out there towards Brisbane. So we have detection down here. Okay. No detection on the I-4. Nor over here. We know there's aircraft over here, though. And Geraldton. She's a little bit low on fuel. Could do again some fuel back. Yeah, she's going to have to return. Or she'll run out of fuel. The good news is at least I do have a couple of ships down here that, well, a couple of subs that can link. But to be fair, what I'll do is actually patrol this area here. At least then I'm not spending as much fuel. These subs, to be honest, need to be... I can even patrol this area over here. Or I can actually patrol this area over here where we do need... I do need more subs around here, so I'm going to have more subs move up that way. That's the point where if he was bringing carriers into this area, then he could cause the, well, cause the most problems. That's the area that's really threatened, to be honest. So we are moving subs out that way. How about head around there? Honestly, organize those patterns as we get closer. Okay. So it looks like it's reducing the amount of fighters there. Not much in the way of actual air protection over there in Batavia. That's interesting. We do see a few ships out this way. PT boats. We see a couple bombers. We do have the preparation for the invasion of Palembang underway. Really trying to speed up the actual invasion of the Dutch East Indies. So getting them out there will be really quite essential. Okay, those forces are continuing to recover. Okay. They're recovering nicely. I'm looking forward to when the 38th Division is on the way. Which... Okay, they're heading down there. They're also heading down there. That's all going to be heading into Palembang, really. Right, there we go. So we do have the 38th on the way. We'll have the other elements of the 38th loaded up. Or is that kind of the entire 38th? Fair enough. It's not going to take that long, is it, really? Oh, there's actually some remaining here, so that's not too bad. Yes, we'll have it head down to Mersing then as well. Okay. The bloody searchlights. I hate the searchlights. They are the worst things in the world. No wonder we were waiting so long to pick troops up there. Right, there's a couple mortars to pick up here. I might as well have them head over to Iba. It's actually a larger port. I swear I should have been picking up from before, to be honest. Right, I do have plenty of assets over here now. There's a lot of ships, in fact. Need to get this AA moving out. Let's go with 10 to begin with and see how much we actually need. Nowhere near that much anyway. Right. I'll take these units. That turns out I do need a little bit more, actually. Right, there we go. Okay, so they can head down to Palembang. That'd be nice. I mean, obviously they're going to head down to Palembang. I'm going to set them heading towards Palembang. I'm hoping that by the time they get down there, we'll have secured Palembang. They're moving very slowly, so we do have plenty of time to do that. Tankers moving in over there. Okay. So the light cruisers need to obviously go ahead and refuel. Plenty of tankers over here, actually. Right, okay. They can head back to Marine and start to pick up some additional forces. So additional fuel, I should say. Okay, they're taking the Yokosuka 3rd. Elements of the Yokosuka fur cannot unload here. That's weird. That's very bizarre. What's the distance, actually? 12, 11. Ah, yes, we need to deal with that, don't we? There is a unit on the way. It'll take a little while to get down there. It does delay us a little bit. I'd imagine with the bombers they probably could do with some rest, to be honest. They're not too bad, actually. I think what I'm going to do is actually reduce the amount of them and increase the amount of cap. I don't like the fact that they got in so disorganized, really. Yeah, the issue is I do have plenty over here, and I do need them. So I'd like to get more aircraft into Kuantan. I do need more aviation there. But yeah, these have been battered. I'm going to keep them on sweep. The reason is I'm going to reduce the amount of actual bombardment here, actually. Excuse me. Wow. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. So I'll rebuild that unit. And to be honest, I'm going to stand down these Sallies and move the smaller bombers actually closer to the front there, really. I'm going to have these guys transferred then to the north, in fact. We'll have them made ready for Burma shortly. And these guys can be transferred to the front. Because, I mean, this is it. It's like, how much damage are we really doing at Johor Bahru? Not a tremendous amount. I would ground attack, but I do want to try and make sure he can't build those fortifications. I understand the idea behind so. It's just obviously I can't allow him to build those fortifications up. Got to keep them low. Okay. I don't know why they arrive after. They should arrive first. It's bizarre. But no, I'm going to keep them sweeping. I can't really risk... There's always that chance that something is there, really. Keep them about 20,000 feet, then. I'm going to reduce the amount as well, then. No, I need them all on airfield, really. I get what you mean, but it's one of these things of, we are awaiting another division. It's not so much the it's not so much the ground forces. Those can be defeated. It's just obviously I need to prevent him from building up his fortifications. He does have a lot of engineers over here, I would imagine, so I do need to try and prevent that. I understand the argument, I really do. I'm going to move it, yeah, move that additional escort there. What I'll do then is move the rest of these forces then north then in the near future. Okay, let's build this unit back up. Alright, let's see. Okay. Okay. So we do have Oscars here ready to actually escort forces when they're moving across here. I'm loading up the actual... Okay, so they're unloading there. They're unloaded as well. Okay. So I'm not loading it at this moment in time, which is fine. And like to actually send the 10 knotters, actually use the 10 knotters to pick up the actual regiment. I would like to do that. I don't need to move very quickly across here, really. Additional artillery there. Okie-dokie. Yeah, those regiments are nice. They will be very handy there. Okay, so they're set to do not unload, so we're moving in 10 and 12 knotters anyhow. Where will the Japanese... Well, that's a good point, actually. I could move it on to that one shortly, really. What I need to do then is use the 10, 12 knotters. Yeah, we have a good number of DMSs over here. Those DMSs are going to come in really, really useful. Really handy. Right, I'm going to use the 10 knotters where able, to be honest. I doubt that's going to be enough, so we'll probably have to use the 12s as well. What do you expect to fight at Palembang? It doesn't look as if there's many units over here. I'll take a look at that in just a moment, actually. I think we need more than that, actually, so build that up. I think they're about 3k, aren't they? Oh, they're about 4k. Okay. I do have an APD, of course. Right, that takes us above and beyond. Okay. Not fuel. Right, get the regiment. Troops only. I will have some separate forces actually to bring supply. 2,400 tons of supply. There's supply here. I'll have them load some supply this turn. Actually, no, I'll have some separate ships do that, to be honest. No, it is. Yeah, I do agree. I'm going to have them actually load some. Will you attack Dampon again this turn? No. I think we'd need more bombardment over there, really. I can't imagine he's in great shape. Right, okay. No, I'd like to get some support there for Ambon. It's surprising, actually. Let's take a look. I'll give them some time to rest. I'd like to attack again when we do have a bombardment force ready. That would be quite useful. The issue is obviously the terrain there being jungle rough. That's pretty bloody difficult to manage there. Though the interesting thing is there wasn't really much in the in terms of actual forces that replied, as in actually fired at us, which is intriguing. So they're going to head over there to make us all, okay. Am I just kind of, what am I carrying here? Oh, that's 83rd. They're still loaded, okay, that's fine. Yeah, make sure they're loaded on every ship. Reduces the risk there. Okay. I do need to pick up the 4th B, so what I might do is actually, I think that's what we'll do with these ships over here, actually. I'd like to organise an actual force to go ahead and pick them up. I do have transport ships here, like these 12s are quite good. They're going to head into Bardwar. The APs are brilliant, but I just think they're too much risk, really. They're so very fast, but they're so very... There's too many eggs in one basket, really, which is unfortunate. Just can't take the risk there. I have a couple destroyers in there. Okay, so that's 4125. I'm going to need 4490. I do there, Shilka. 10k, sorry, 10 knots AKLs are very slow. They do. The reason why I'm going to use the 10s is they're not as valuable to lose. They're not as bad to lose, really. It might be worthwhile to go for the 12s, but I'm going to go for the 10s due to the fact that I'm not going to need the 10s as much. They don't have that far to go either way. I just want to really try and spread out the risk as much as possible, to be honest. So I need 4490 total. Okay, so that's not too bad there. So if I take a look over here, then amphibious. We have here 4125. Oops. Yeah, a little bit more. I hope I don't have to use them. I can use you. You'll actually give me some capacity, though. Oh, so I've got to hope she doesn't go down. Yeah, at some point in the future. There's not really much to take into consideration, really. Industry's obviously cracking on, which is nice to see. Right, so I'm unloading over here. I was going to have these assets made available elsewhere, but it's quite nice to actually have a little bit of AV over here to actually make use of. The actual naval headquarters I don't particularly want here. There's a case if I wanted to get them unloaded, and then we can actually use it at least. These forward bases, I mean, I still worry about the potential for carriers, so I'm not super eager on moving out here on the front. So I had them unload over here to Bayley as they were in the area. Can douse obviously risk with submarines in that area. But Bayley Pappen's not too bad. It'll give some actual naval support, so at least it'll speed up the loading process. Ideally, a couple of engineers could be nice as well to start to repair something, but obviously I do need vastly more supply here. There's not much in the way of supply. These guys are carrying only 3k supply, not much. Yeah, I do need these naval guard units, so we'll have them unload, have them rest, and then we can have them sent out elsewhere. Yeah, see, this is it. We landed over here at Mataram yesterday, didn't we? And then I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't realise there's this many men here. We actually managed to pull them out, and it looks like it was a good job as well. So they sent a lot of BT boats. Wow. I'm so, yeah, looking at Nimikaze. Wow. They had a really great excursion there. Okay, so this force has arrived back. Now then. 4th Division. Okay. We need to assemble it, really. It's like the pieces of a Zodia, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, it does. It would free up a lot of forces, I do agree. I really bloody agree. Definitely underestimated how much it would take here. But I'm going to continue to build up the amount of forces that we do have. There's additional guys moving in here. And these elements of the 65th are great. I mean, what I'd like to do then is, with these elements of the 65th, is organise like heavy cruisers. I mean, that's what the actual heavy cruisers over at 1 Cal can be used for now. Look at that. Oh, there was mines! Oh, shit! Oh, shit. Okay, wow. Oh, wow. I don't know how many mines there are, but yeah, there was mines here. He had really nothing left. My god, this place is knocked up. Fuel here, though, that's nice. So I better moved in, refueled, and mined the area, then. Nasty little bugger. Yeah. It seems like bombardments, then, don't trip mines? That's interesting. No, you don't know. See, the thing is, we see mines now. I mean, they kind of look like my mines, but they can't be my mines. They're not listed here, so obviously that's enemy mines. I was hoping that they might have been mine. But no, unless you actually own the base, then you don't know about the mines, it seems. Or have some sort of mine detection out this way. You just want me to open the tracker, I know you like. I can feel it in you. I can feel it. So send them back to Takao. I'm quite happy about that. There we go. Right, we do need to chase these guys down, and I bet it's crappy roads there. Yes, crappy roads. Oh, the amount of mines. I don't think so, actually. With it being an enemy minefield, I don't think we'll know about the amount of mines there. Okay. Yeah, touch fire's bad. We'll be back. I might have to tell him, did you like the Japanese ghosts there? The ghost division, the ghost landed forces. Can you imagine the APD forces when they loaded? They're like, no, okay, this is actually greater than we actually anticipated. No. Let's get back. Okay. See, looking at this terrain over here, I can actually make better progress marching over here via Major, really. Yeah, he retreated in an annoying way there. I can use that mixed brigade to actually try and block his progress. I mean, we are quite... could I even move? Could I move there via mine? Rail, sorry. No, I don't think this is actually connected to rail, which is very annoying. So I'll move the brigade out. At least they can actually use as a blocking force. I'd imagine they're starved of supplies, so they're not exactly in a great position, are they? We'll have the divisions actually begin marching back over here then. We'll be moving along major roads, so we should be able to get out there fairly quickly. I'll have all of them march in that direction. What I'll do then is leave the brigade. Here's an actual formation. Garrison. Yes, I'm desperate to get into the area of Rangoon, but as far as it goes, I'd rather land behind his force, well, behind his lines there. But the issue is we need Singapore to fall. As soon as Singapore falls, that's going to really free up a lot of assets there, really. And as far as it goes, it might be worthwhile to potentially... The difficulty is I don't know where his carriers are, that's the problem. We're going to have to try and find a way to break the impasse, and I think the best way to break the impasse would be landing behind his lines, but I do need Singapore to fall for a lot of this to happen there, really. Does it cost supply to repair the light and heavy industry in Wenkao? I believe so. I believe to repair anything is at least 1,000 supply. I think it's 1,000 supply per point. Moving by mines. Okay, so they can move that way. Yeah, we'll get them moving out there. That's not a bad point. Does the brigade have any engineers? They've got a couple engineers, so we'll leave them on combat. Fair point there. They've got a hell of a job there. They've got a hell of a job. We still have fires raging in the city here. But we did manage to actually liberate some... I mean, all the heavy industry is gone, but we still get some light industry, so at least that's something to work with there. And that's obviously the reason for why they were able to actually bloody hold out so long, really. Ah, well. But that's good. It's a nice little victory there. It's not worth a whole lot, but it's still worthwhile. It's got a fair amount of garrison requirement, isn't it? Hasn't it? At 80. But yeah, we'll deal with those forces, wipe them out, really, and then be done with it all. Can't tell when he's heading there, actually. It's taken a very long time to move. Very, very long time to move. I'll tell them again over here, try and force them to surrender. He's here now. Okay. Yeah, he's here. Right. The good news is I can have the armor in that hex there. I'm going to try and make him quit the hex. So we'll move all our forces to that objective. So set all to this operation mode. Set all to march this objective. So the armor can arrive tomorrow. The worry is if he launches a deliberate attack, but then again, if he launches he probably would. He probably would launch a deliberate attack. If I could try and delay him, that's a thing. But he's here now. Obviously, the divisions will take some time to get there, but he may yet just quit the hex. That's the thing. Yeah, so you can see, obviously, he's taken his position up over here, which is fantastic. I'd love to know just how much supply that's going to be. That's 410,000 men. My God. I mean, this is it. He's gonna end up having My god, that's so many men there. So many men. Very men. Very many men. Bloody hell. Did he really move all 10 units there? Wow. Okay, that's good. Well, that's brilliant, in fact. If I could take that hex, I'd be really, really happy. Armor would be really great for that sort of thing. Cool. Cool, I'm liking it. Well, we can keep on moving up this way. These forces can move up this way, the divisions can move on round, and then we'll move up to this hex here, and then we'll try and get around him to SunYan there, really. Nice. That's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Has he moved them back in here again, really? Oh, okay. Sure, I guess. There we go. I can't imagine it not being that core that we devastated, really. I mean, we can move in combat mode. It will mean that we will not arrive tomorrow. We'd move 30, so we would arrive tomorrow. I don't know, it's one of those of will he attack. He had the opportunity to attack over here when he had overwhelming forces. He is likely to attack here, I'd imagine. They are at least receiving supply now, which is a good thing. Not much. They will at least receive it. Once I move into here, actually, so they're not receiving it right now. He's still got a lot of air power here at chunking. Okay. Then again, if he launches an attack here, we'll arrive a day after, so no, I'll go with that. The infantry can obviously move in movement mode. Sorry, bloody moving the wrong thing there. Yep, so the armor can move in this mode. There we go. Yeah, we'll go with that then. I mean, this is it. If I can actually take control of this hex over here, I'd be very, very happy about that. Okay. So we do have forces being redistributed across China now. Also, we do need to have the vast majority of these forces head north. If I take a look over here then, so we're going to have the armor obviously moving very quickly. Oh, they're in combat mode, aren't they? Okay. They're going to remain in position. You're also moving south. We have a division moving north as well. Yeah, okay. So we'll have two divisions to actually hold this hex over here, which, to be honest, is never... I cannot see that falling. He does have his forces over here. Is it worth moving across the river and Nanning? I'd like to get an idea of how many men he has there. Still allowing our forces to recover. I didn't actually died. Ah, that's cool. You got work. I hope you're having a good time at work anyhow. Yeah, it's looking an ice turn. It's looking like an ice turn, really. So they're running reconnaissance over Chikiang. I'm going to have them run reconnaissance over Liu Chao, or Lu Chao for the time being. Oh, not Lu Chao, sorry, Nanning. There we go. Yeah, so, he's given us a way. I don't know why. He has a tendency to move everything at once, and I don't know why. It doesn't really go well. It's not the best thing to do. He does have major roads, so he would likely move back to SunYan. But this is it. The beauty is we only need to move here, then we need to move across here. Can he move over there? he would have to move into SunYan, but then again, we're crossing over then into clear terrain, so that works to our advantage. Yeah, so essentially what we need to do then is organise our forces to arrive up this way. What do we have here? This is a brigade of the North China area heading down to Nanyang. That can in fact head for this position over here then. Get that moving out that way. If I could get a brigade there, that'd be pretty tough for him to push back as well. That's the good news. Right, these forces can actually stay... Well, let's see. Yeah, they can stay in position. I don't need to move them. Well, what we'll do then is we'll see what we actually encounter via reconnaissance down this way. I don't think it's going to require much. It looks like it's pulling out of that area, which is not too surprising. Cancel move for all units here. Put them into rest and training mode. Yeah, there we go. I would be very surprised if we did have a lot of forces here. I mean, there is some good terrain here, but obviously it's not as good. I mean, that's clear, that's ×2. I mean, these hexes are not great. So a couple divisions, perhaps. Push our way as far as we can. His best bet would just be to leave, like, units over here really along the rail line. I'd like to get a unit over here to one of these roads. That'd be nice. But yeah, it will not take too much there. Won't take too much at all. And it gives us the ability to move forces elsewhere then to northern China. The beauty is obviously he could pull back forces over this way, but if we can just assemble a great degree of force, we should actually be able to arrive at SunYan before he can, really. I was saying that he does have major roads, like he does have major roads all in the central area over here. But of course, then he has to move through secondary roads, and then again he does have major roads here, but if we can force him to move over here as well, that'd be quite nice. But we will be able to get to SunYan. And once we get to SunYan, then again, it's another city that is clear terrain, which is good. I think from that point onwards, we'd probably look towards moving towards Langchao, really. I mean, that's a real nice prize there. So, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever have, like, a final victory in China, but we are making it hard for him, really. I'd like to try and move around to Kunming and that sort of area over there as well. But if we can make it hard for him, that's good. If we could force him to stay into this area as well. I mean, this is the issue. He's lost a number of cities. He's going to obviously still receive supply via the Burma Road, but that's not going to continue forever, as obviously we'll be mounting an offensive in the near future. Granted, one that will be harder fought, but then all this supply that is in the area is then potentially ours for the taking if we can assemble enough forces. But a couple divisions headed down this way towards Rangoon would be enough. But I am desperate to get this started over here. Him having that unit on the rail line is annoying, but we'll manage. It all really revolves around clearing the forces of, well, Singapore out, really. Need to finish it up. Sorry. Once I liberate Palembang, that'll be nice. That gives us actually something to work with then. We'll have the actual units spread out then to take control of these different bases around here. So it was Harvin, this base over here as well, to Jambo. Capture these bases, capture the fuel, capture the oil, and get it moving to where we need it to be back in Japan. We should be looking towards doing then shortly as well. Yeah, there we go. A lot of things underway. You can see all the actual tankers are heading into this area now. Right, okay, so we actually do have some airbase units over here. Now, they're quite nice. I'd like to actually have those spread out. They'd be quite handy there, really. I could potentially have it moved over here to Makassar. Makassar. Couple of DMSs to work with, an AP there, so obviously handy things to have. So they're going to go pick up that element of the division. What would make sense is to actually take the division over here to Bayley-Papen and assemble it over there, away from the front lines. Okay, which I'll do so. So I do need more in here as well. I do have elements of the 65th, and I could do with heavy cruisers being brought this way to actually move them. Right. Let's move it as a very large force, really. Okay, they're going to head to Bayley-Papen. Move over the division there. Like, all these units need to be redeployed elsewhere. Right, get them moving. They can head to Bayley. Okay. I do need some fuel here, but it seems it's going to have to head over there to Bayley, actually. Actually, I have you remain in position here, but I get some fuel here in the near future. Yeah, so we'll get them moving out there. It moves all these valuable APs and etc. out of the area. They're being heavily escorted. We'll have the division reform over here at Bayley, which will give us a full division to then work with. It seems, yeah, I mean, we've had, what, 2 or 3 days now of no units being identified over here at this base. So that gives us a possible in over there, which is really nice. Semarang needs to be, retconned as well. Well, have reconnaissance flown over. It is interesting to see that there's not much appetite here. So Semarang would be great. I mean, that size 5 pole would be fantastic there, really. When you take into account that the pull-in squads, etc. from the pull into units cost of the load cost of that unit to supply, when he loses many squads destroyed, he will run out of units to supply. Well, that's a good point as well. I mean, this is it. Obviously, when he does have Chinese units destroyed, as far as I'm aware, I think he gets a third of the unit back for free. So obviously, he's not going to get those units back for free because they're just going to be sat there. Which is interesting. It would have been nice to have destroyed those many units, because it would have obviously left him in a very dire position then for a time, but we'll see. We've gained a number of great cities, we can defend those cities, we can make use of those cities. It helps the Japanese economy, obviously it brings us additional resources, brings additional supply to the actual economy to work with. It helps to make China effectively, let's just say, carbon neutral. If we can actually just have the supply requirement, the actual requirement of just everything in China reduced to the lowest level possible, that'd be quite nice. But we are looking good here. There's not really a lot left to do. Tankers over here, right. Okay. Need to obviously give them an escort. I'll give them the 12 knotters that I took away from them, really. Okay, we'll have them head back to Bayley, so they can go over there to Bayley. I'd like them to head around, actually, this way around so they're safer. Okay, there we go. A couple APs over here. So they've loaded up the 81st Naval Guard unit. Alright, okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at that shortly. I'm going to have them head over here to Bayley, and I need to refuel a lot of these ships in this area. Right, they're picking up supplies. Those supplies would be nice over here at Bayley. So, it seems like we're going to have Bayley as our, how should we say, staging point. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, 1 second, guys. Be right back. There we go. Sorry, just had a question from my little brother. He says his TV's broken, so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll look afterwards. The thing is, it's my TV. Oh, that's brilliant. Hope I don't have to get a new one. Don't ask me why, I'm not even using my own TV. Probably not had a television in my room for a few years now, actually. Oh, FOB, yeah. Debarkation point? Debarkation? Debarkation point? I can't remember what it's bloody called. Demarcation point? Is it demarcation point? I can't remember what the bloody word is I'm looking for, actually. Right, okay. Yeah, I'll take a look at the destroy shortly. Alright. See, I'd like to move some K-27s over to Bayley, actually. These guys obviously just moved in, so I can have those guys transferred over there to Bayley shortly thereafter. Let's take a look at the range then. So, with drop tanks, the Ki-44s could actually sweep at Torigrimmer. That'd be quite nice. Okay. Yeah. So, I suppose it will come in handy then having so much naval support there, but yeah, Bayley Papin is a kind of weird point to have everything linking up, but we're having it link up there so we can actually make use of it all. But it will mean that we will be able to take a count of the actual naval guard units that we do have available. And those naval guard units could be potentially used in the Philippines, but then again, I think we do need to take Java as soon as possible, really. So I think having a division assembled is decent, at least that gives us something to work with. I mean, in fairness, what I can actually do is have the actual transports over here begin to actually pull back the division. Which is not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, we can start doing that. So, over here at Kopang, I'll pick up troops. Right, pick up the 4th detachment from Kopang. Right, okay. Right, so we can begin to actually pull the troops back there. Now, there's obviously the artillery that I'm not going to be able to pick up, but if we can actually start to get these assets moving out this way, then it means it's easier. There's obviously less men that could be lost at sea there, and we could then obviously have them transferred over here. So what we're going to do then is we're going to do our best to get the division reassembled over here at Bayley Papin. We'll take a look at the actual amount of AV that we could use to potentially land in this area. It seems this area is actually clear. And the beauty is... How you doing there, Racer? Good to have you, my friend. I mean, you're the beauty there. Racer's the beauty. But if we take a look over here then, we have the 1st Raiding Regiment, which is planning for Samarang. I could change their location of planning, which is nice. We do have the Yokosuka 1st SLF over here, which has got 27 preparation for this position over here, which is nice. So we do have the option to actually choose a position to drop there. That appears to be empty, which is nice. We'd land in there, would be potentially fueled as well, which would be nice to actually refuel the amphibious landing forces. How you doing there, are we? Good to have you, my friend. It's looking good, frankly. It is looking good. I don't think there's really much to take into account, really. I'm not going to end the turn immediately. Have I set it to pick up the air headquarters? I thought I'd set it to pick up the division. Let's double check. Oh yeah, 5th Air Division. Yeah, you're right there. 4th B. It's weird being 4th and 5th. Yeah, I was about to say I'm not going to end the turn right now, but we are more or less done. The reason being, I just want to do some background things here, really. I can ask for a sum up of your overall plans coming up. It's been a lot to follow. Yeah, I know, right? Imagine having to make it up on the fly. So the mini-Kiddibatai is moving down this way. It reselects, or resets when you select the base again. Right, okay, that makes sense. The MKB is heading this way. The reason that they're in the Coral Sea is so that if we need to, we can control this area over here. But it seems that we do not need to control this area. We have struck a nice victory over here against his air power, which is nice. He's probably going to be somewhat more squeamish over here. We don't see shipping in this area for the time being. I am taking heavy cruisers over here. We are taking a tanker as well with DMSs that will be assembled over here to Lagi. And the reason behind this is so we have the heavy cruiser force able to be used to bombard Port Moresby to help secure our forces. Then if we do need that bombardment to aid us, we do have then 3 DMSs available for service over here by Port Moresby to clear any mines that could be presumably at the base of Port Moresby. So we discussed the MKB. We do have Zeros over here now as the Shoho moves over here to Tulagi to actually act as an escort available for us if we need it over here at Port Moresby. We will be bringing down the Yunyo and the 3 battleships and 3 AKEs. We can have an additional battleships moved into that force and made available for the reduction of the airfields in the Fiji area. We do have the submarines over here, which I'm actually going to move this one out of position. I do not wish it to actually be lost to bloody depth charges. Now, let's take a look. We also have the combined fleet, which is over here by the Line Islands. So they're going to be pushing out this way. They're actually going to be moving towards this sort of position to link up with the AOs. There are going to be 2 heavy cruiser forces, the Tone class, so the Tone and Chikuma. They're going to be moving out this way separate, but obviously using their Jakes to actually help detect any potential targets, whereas these subs are going to be doing the same there to try and detect potential targets or potential targets. As far as it goes elsewhere, we're moving the 38th Division. We are moving our forces. We've reduced the amount of air power over here attacking in Malaya because I want to try and fine-tune this. I want to make sure it all goes in as a single force, so I do obviously need to have it at a single base there. Johor has a great deal of aviation, if I remember correctly, so it's not a bad thing to use there, really. Yeah, indeed, we are preparing for the final end. Actually, no, I do need more aviation support there, don't I? Yeah, indeed, obviously they're moving. Well, they can't move at this moment in time, so they're moving towards Kutabaru. Take another one of these actual aviation units and actually have it head down here to Johor. Over here I do have some aviation units. One of those could obviously head to Johor as well. There we go. Kuantan would be nice to actually build up a little bit more, so I could think about getting some engineers there. We're loading up a regiment. We're loading... Well, we've got the 2 naval guard units over here, so we're going to be hitting Palembang with about 2 naval guard units, a regiment. I do need to actually scrape up some actual surface forces, so it could be... I think what we'll do is I'll actually take the heavy cruisers down that way towards Singkawang, actually. It does give me a solid force then to escort our men into Palembang with then. I wonder if they've gained experience. I don't know, do you gain experience from doing daily, nightly bombardments? Not too sure. But we'll have them head south. It gives us a solid actual escort force then to work with, which is really nice. Okay, so they can head not to Singkawang because there's not really any fuel there. There's a little bit of fuel, but not much. Not much over there at Kuantan. There's fuel over there in Mersing, also due to the fact that there was shipping there. So we'll have them head out that way. Have them refuel over here to Mersing. It would be great to have that fuel in the area, I can tell you that. So I'm gonna call it there. I'm not gonna end the turn immediately because I do want to check over a few things. But no, it's been a good turn. It's been a very nice turn. I'll send THG the replay off, and we'll just take a look at actually... I'm gonna take a look at things behind the scenes and tinker away, really. Tinker away, tinker away, tinker away now. Alright, so 316 AV. Continue the bombardments until we have enough force to take the base. Ambon isn't going to fall as of yet, but no, we are making progress. We are making solid progress now. If I take a look over here at Ley, we have 92 engineers now, so you can see that airfield. Oh, you want to see the destroyers, yeah. Right, ship availability, take a look at DDs. So, ETA. So we'll have Makigumo in a few days here now. Another Yagumo class, can't wait. So, 6 days. To be honest, I could change that around, actually. Have that at normal and have you and... I can't accelerate you, so continue accelerating. Yeah, so a few days then until we have some new ones, which is nice. Can new search units be created, produced? As far as it goes, we can't choose what we produce per se. We can choose which ships we do build or halt. But I can't say, right, okay, I want to have this many destroyers. We can only build the destroyers that are actually in the queue there. So we have a limited queue. Ground units can be reformed. Alright. Did I? So this is what happens, Anna, when you make me do things. It's not making me do things. No, that's still accelerated. Oh, no, I did, didn't I? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. Didn't notice that. Ah, good spot. So what are you then, Anna? Are you like some kind of machine? Are you like some... Are you Swiss? You're probably Swiss, but then... You might be Swiss. You seem like a watchmaker. You strike me as a watchmaker. Which is a very weird... semi-compliment. Yeah, we'll go with that then for the time being. I'm looking forward to getting more engineers at Ley. It's going to make the Ley area very good. Very, very defensible there, really. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to just punishing THG ever more and ever harder as we get the opportunity to do so. I still worry that there might be carriers in this area. I still think it might be worthwhile to move... Oh, you're German. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I might look towards moving the carrier for the freeze out of China. I think as far as it goes, do I need air power in China? Yes, it could cost us, but then again, it's one of those things of I could move into Rangoon and force him to move his air power out of China as well. But for the time being, I suppose we can keep it as a... Well, just keep it as it is for the time being. I do need more air power. Always need more air power. Group reinforcement schedule. Oh, so we have a new sub arriving in a few days. Actually, 2 new subs arriving in a few days. Right, okay, so 13 days until we have another Ki-27 squadron. That's not bad. At least that's more army aircraft I can upgrade. We'll have a 0 squadron arrive at Chiba in 30 days. Okay. Yeah. So if you start with 100 Air Force base engineers, that is the amount you will always have barrier wiped out units. Well, the unit had built to what it was, really. So if I take a look... Okay, we'll take this unit over here. So what it would do is it would build up to what this unit was meant to be. So obviously the amount of engineers. It basically refill that table of equipment and rebuild that unit. So if it's meant to have 100 engineers, it will have 100 engineers if it's fully built, really. But yeah, we'll go ahead and call it there. So thank you so very much for watching, my ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead and read out the list of lovely patrons. I tell you what, I need to get like an overlay and just add to the overlay, because that would be a lot easier, and it probably would be a lot easier on people's ears, really. I'll go ahead and read that out in just a second, my lovely, lovely patrons. You guys really do make it sick. You just make it worthwhile. It's the reason why I do streams, just do them. It's because it's like, it's great to make people happy, it's great to entertain people. So, big thank you here to Mr. Diligent Gravy, Mr. Alex there, Mr. Baines, Bleachacid, deepicduck, Dingobat4, Eric Wild, Eric Justo, Funfo123, George Kilgore, Gregory VanHouten, Iceycrome, Imperator Thrawn, James Lindsay, Lord Luba, Mark Tolson, Paradigm Blue, Paul Sanders, Raphael, Richard Hopper, Ricky Chambers, sorry, Rick Chambers, not Ricky Chambers. It's always because there's a Rick and a Ricky next to each other, and I always read the Ricky before reading Rick. God damn it, it's too many R's next to each other. Ricky Blinson, thank you very much. Sam, Smash, SunYan, Talamon The Forgotten, Thunder, and Tin Limhome. Thank you so very much for that, ladies and gentlemen. You guys do make it absolutely worthwhile. If you guys feel like I've actually earned... yeah, if you feel like I've earned your support, then please do consider becoming a patron. It really is fantastic. And it definitely helps. The thing is, I'm really bad at outros, so this is why I don't really do so well. I don't know, you guys, I don't know. I don't know why you watch me, but you seem to like the crap I do, so there you go. How will you name the turn? Oh, that's going to be a good one, isn't it? Yes, America has a huge well, the Allies in general have a huge production advantage. Do you utilize AKEs? Yes, they have a lifeblood. I'm making great use of them in the Dadban campaign. In this campaign, we were very much behind, but we do have AKEs now, so we'll have vastly more coming. As for how to name the turn, I think we could call it like Banshees, like fast and low. That could be quite fun. And there we go. Thank you so very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you again in the future. So, Oyasumi Nasai. Tenno Heika Banzai. Goodbye for now. Jane, sayonara. Good night. Konbanwa. Oyasumi Nasai. Yeah, we'll go with that. See you later, guys. Have a good one.